How frustrated was the defense as a whole coming off the field on Saturday?
It was actually some pretty good energy after the game, just because we knew from the get-go it was going to be a difficult task facing their offense, because it was pretty similar to BC, them just doing some taboo type formations. Obviously, we gave up a lot more points than we thought we should, but we were just happy to get the W at the end of the day.
Was that just a weird game though, because their yardage wasn't like what it looks like, and yet they had 41 points up there.
Yeah, it's just we knew from the beginning of the week that they were going to do different stuff, and to prepare for that, and then during the game they would do different stuff that we didn't prepare for. Multiple times they would have formations that we didn't look at all, like run plays that we didn't see at all, and a couple of times they gashed us and they just kind of exposed us a little bit. But I mean, it is what it is. It was definitely a learning experience, and we'll grow from it and correct it. But we won, so that's all we can really ask for.
How did they expose you?
Just doing different formations, and we weren't really expecting. And me personally, I had to do a better job of just like diagnosing the formations quicker. So I didn't expect them to do they weren't really tempoing, but they would like get like in a huddle, and then they would like send their receivers out, and then they would send their like linemen out really quick. So it was kind of hard to like diagnose the formation really quick, because then sometimes we'd have to call like what play calls with each formation. So it was kind of hard on me and BJ to see, like, just not really see it, but just like diagnose it and see like which formation, what goes with which, and what plays they run on each formation. They just did it so quick; it was hard for us to determine what they were going to do, and that's why they probably scored so many points on us.
How rare is that for you guys to see an offense that maybe they show you some stuff that you weren't prepared for? You guys are usually.
I mean, we expect it every week, just because we know teams are going to game plan against us differently, like other teams, to know how good we are. So we expect it, but it's a lot easier said than done. Like it's hard to go out there and defend it. We know it's going to happen, but it's still like surprising while we're out there and while they're doing it. But we'll get it corrected. We just got to do a better job of just diagnosing formations and seeing quicker along with those tempo type offenses.
Talk about the quarterback Brissett and his success on Saturday, how hard he was to bring down. Several times you guys had him pinned in, surrounded, and he's just like shaking you guys off.
He's just a big dude, and for how big he was just so elusive. I was telling guys he's kind of like, I don't think he probably isn't as good as Cam Newton, but he was very similar to Cam Newton. And I've never faced Cam Newton, obviously, but like same height, weight, similar skill sets. It was just hard to bring him down. He had a good arm, good like pocket presence. Every time we probably should have had 4 or 5 more sacks in that game than we did. He just kept breaking tackles. BJ should have had like 2 or 3 more sacks. I could have had 2 more, but it just couldn't bring him down. He was so big. Naturally, he's just so elusive. He's a good player.
Was that the best game you've seen BJ play?
He had a pretty game. He's had a good year all year. So he's been pretty consistent throughout the entire season. He had a lot more opportunities in this game, and he made the most out of it. But he's been consistent. He's been a great player all year. So.
Talk about the wheel route that he got the touchdown for that you got just missed the tackle on. That play seems to be a play that keeps coming back around to you guys. They seem to be picking on you linebackers every once in a while.
It wasn't my guy. So yeah. He crossed my face. But that wasn't my responsibility. I just saw him, so I just grabbed him. But it wasn't. Of course, I get blamed for it. Everyone thinks it's my fault, and I have an awful game. But and everybody's saying that I'm like terrible in coverage, but like that wasn't my guy at all. I definitely missed the tackle. I couldn't make that tackle, but it wasn't my guy. I just was trying to make a play.
But just we've seen that route quite a few times.
Yeah, it sucks that we didn't see that at all. Now that formation, they haven't done that at all. So that was new to us. We narrowed it down to probably 3 or 4 plays that they've done on that formation, and they didn't do that one. So that was one of the new things they'd done that we weren't ready for. So we'll get it corrected.
Were you frustrated after the game by the missed tackles?
As a defense, or for me?
For you.
Yeah. I didn't really. I had a couple missed tackles that I definitely can get corrected to get lined up better and see formations. But I wasn't more frustrated about just as we played as a whole and giving up those points. But I was just happy we got the win. Honestly, I knew it was going to be a tough game. but I mean, I wasn't really frustrated about that. I didn't think I like missed that many tackles. So
It's not like you guys have to be focused for this week, but I'd imagine after last week's performance, it really kind of gets y'all guys' attention to say, okay, we can't do that this week.
yeah, when we were going to be focused on Florida State regardless, and we were going to be just kind of have a narrow focus on them. Just we know they're Florida State, and we know they're a great team. So regardless of how we played last week, it wouldn't really determine how we were going to prepare for this week.
Is it any tougher to kind of block out distractions this week? Because tomorrow night the rankings come out. You guys could very well wind up number one in the college football playoff rankings. Any tougher to kind of drown out the outside noise?
I mean, we don't care honestly. As long as we do our job, we'll get to where we want to be.
You guys, I know you don't relax the standard at all, but 4 times in Saturday's game you started with NC State with the ball in plus territory. After a while, do you kind of feel the weight of that, the defense? Do you feel like your back's against the wall every time the offense is coming on the field?
We've had that situation a lot of times throughout the year where we've had kind of bad field position, but we can't really control that. We just got to focus on doing our jobs and stopping them every play. So there's definitely we just can't control that really. I don't know, we can't really worry about what the special teams or the offense does. We got to focus on doing our job regardless of where we're at on the field.
Talk about the offense. How good does it feel to be a defense if you do have a bad drive or a bad outing, to have an offense like the one you have that can go out there and put points up and erase that problem almost immediately? Eradicate.
Sir, I was signed out. Sorry.
Talk about the offense and knowing that you have an offense like you have, so when you guys do have a bad drive or a bad outing, that they are able to go out there and put points up and negate that.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely bailed us out this last game, but we knew they're going to play to a standard regardless of how we play. So we don't really worry about them. We know they're going to do their job. That's what we just focus on us. We just got to pull our weight, really. And we did do that Saturday. And thank God they bailed us out. We know we know every week that they're going to play to a standard and play at a high level, so we don't really focus on what they're doing.
Ben, what kind of effect is Deshaun's steady emotion every single day, every single week? What kind of effect does that have on the whole team?
I mean, just the fact that he doesn't let his highs get too high and his lows get too low. He's a very even-keeled, just mature individual. A lot of things he doesn't let get to him. It just lets us focus on our jobs more. We don't have to worry about him getting nervous or like playing down or playing too high to an opponent. We know he's going to do his job regardless of the situation. So it just lets us have a narrow focus on what we get to do. We don't have to worry about him.
Your defense is full of colorful, high emotion guys. Does that just work for this defense?
Like who?
You, J-Ron, Mackenzie, Shaq, just guys who are kind of a little more colorful.
I mean, it didn't really affect us in any way, like negative or positive. We're gonna we play with emotion. I think a lot of defenses play with emotion. We might play with a little more emotion. We might talk a little more crap, but I don't think it affects how we play or hurts us or helps us in any way. We're just an emotional defense. I think you need that extra emotion to play at a high level.
Talk about FSU going forward. What have you guys had a chance to look at film on FSU, and you've probably seen them already this year on a game, but what do you see in their offense and the challenges they provide your defenses?
We like to spread it out some. I know I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that the Everett guy will be back. No Dalvin Cook will be back. Which even if they played the Sean McGuire guy, I think they would be fine. He's obviously a good player. He beat us last year. But they're pretty even what they do, like to run the ball, like to pass the ball, like to spread it out some. And they like to use Golden. They like to use him in some run plays. He's obviously athletic, very elusive. But they're pretty similar to. I can't think of the name. There's even though they don't really do one thing or the other. They just kind of keep you guessing what they're going to do. So I mean, they got a lot of skilled guys, a lot of skilled receivers, athletic quarterback, great running back, good line. So I think they're going to be pretty even running pass wise what they do with us Saturday.
Your team is bigger favorite over Florida State than you were last week against NC State. Is that a product of Clemson kind of moving up in the world in your eyes? This series has always been, Florida State's dominated this series for so long. Do you feel like that you guys are kind of getting respect now?
I mean, I would hope we're getting respect. We should have had respect from the get-go. We've proven ourselves all season, and it's about time. It's taken everybody else too long to kind of catch onto that train. I don't know. So it's kind of annoying that it's taken this long in the season for people to realize how good we are. But either way, we don't like. I know it's like we say that we don't like listen to the outside attention. We know it's out there, but like we're going to do our job regardless. If they had us ranked 6th or 7th, we were going to play the same way that we were ranked first. Like it doesn't affect how we play on Saturdays. It does kind of motivate us when we're not getting the respect we need or deserve. But it's about time that we get the respect.
Growing up around here, did you watch a lot of the Florida State Clemson games, that series throughout the years?
Yeah, I did. I remember the only one, I remember a couple of them. I remember DeAndre's play when he pointed at Ponder. When I was young, I don't really remember most of them. I remember that play though.
Would you personally prefer to be an underdog?
I don't care. Really, I don't care at all. It doesn't affect how we prepare. It doesn't affect how we play.
Looking for your first win as a player against Florida State, is that any added motivation?
No. I'm going to prepare the same way. If I haven't won it against the team, if I was 0-3 against South Carolina in my senior year, I wanted to beat them, I would prepare the same way I prepared my freshman, sophomore, and junior year. So I don't really care that we haven't beat them. I'm going to prepare the same way.